welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm gonna show you how we're gonna take your mom's boring candied yam dish with marshmallows that nobody eats except for your weird uncle every Thanksgiving. What we're gonna do is we're gonna give that dish an upgrade. We're gonna top it with some Italian meringue that's gonna act as the marshmallow instead. We're gonna torch it with a blowtorch. We're really gonna give it that added flavor, that added punch that it needs, because let's be honest, that dish is boring. It's so outdated. It needs a makeover. So that's what we're doing today. We're gonna give that dish a makeover. And as always, without further ado, let's get into it. First things first, we wanna get a sheet pan, a little parchment paper. Just lay out your potatoes. Real simple, just dry. We're just gonna bake these off at 375 until they're barely cooked through. Then we'll go ahead and peel them and I'll show you what we're gonna do next. So as our potatoes are cooking in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and make our Italian meringue. If you haven't made it before, you haven't seen me make it, go ahead and check out my other video. I'm gonna show you how to make it again on this video, but I go a little bit more in depth on that video if you wanna learn how to make merengues or meringue cookies. So go check that video out, but let's go ahead and make this Italian meringue. Just gonna act as our nice marshmallow that's gonna go on top. We're gonna char it afterwards with a blowtorch. It's gonna give it some nice flavor, some nice texture, and just give it that punch that this dish needs to really give it that beautiful upgrade. So let's go. First things first, let's start our sugar syrup. We want 1 cup of sugar and a half a cup of water. We're gonna bring this sugar syrup up to 230 degrees. Our sugar syrup is set 230. We're gonna add our 3 egg whites. Make sure your egg whites are warm. You don't want cold egg whites for this recipe. Then we're gonna go ahead and turn that on high. When your sugar syrup hits 240, go ahead and shut it off. Let the bubbles subside before adding your sugar syrup to your egg white. All right, next, we'll take our sugar syrup and halfway between the bowl and the mixer, we want to just slowly start adding in a sugar syrup. Once we've added our sugar syrup, go ahead and turn our mixer on low. We're gonna add our half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. That's gonna help stabilize the egg white. We're gonna add a tablespoon of vanilla extract, give it a little extra flavor. Then also 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. We'll whip this on high for 5 minutes. Look at that wave right there. That stable wave, that's what you want to see. Beautiful. You want to see those punk rock spikes. All right, after our whites are done, we're gonna go ahead and take a piping bag with a piping tip of your choice on it, and then go ahead and just put this over a deli cup. This just helps us get the egg whites in here a little bit easier. Little chef tip for you. Then we'll go ahead and take our egg whites and just fill our bag. You wanna get out as much air as possible. Just slowly bring it to the tip. Make sure all the air is out. A little tester. That's ready. All right, guys, now we have our potatoes going in the oven. Those are just about ready. We made our Italian meringue. We put it in our piping bag. We got our mise en place all ready to go. Mise en place means having everything in its place so that the final preparation will be super smooth and you won't have to be running around the kitchen trying to grab things last minute. Especially on Thanksgiving, you need to have your steps very organized. The hardest part is the prep and preparing the dishes. The easy part is actually cooking it and serving it. Just make sure that you're really organizing your thoughts and organizing your steps and just making things easier for you on Thanksgiving Day. I just wanted to share that with you in case you didn't know. All right, let's prepare a spice mixture. As you can see, I have everything that you're gonna need. We have our butter over here. We have a little vanilla, brown sugar, cinnamon, ground ginger, little salt, little ground clove, some fresh nutmeg. I always get fresh nutmeg. You never wanna buy this already pre-ground, because it dies so quick, guys. So always invest in getting some really good nutmeg. Just get the whole pot itself and just grate it yourself. Some black pepper, some organic honey, and then we're gonna also put in a little orange zest and orange juice. I have some fresh herbs right here too. We're gonna add a little rosemary and sage. To this, we wanna add 1 cup of organic brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of fresh ground cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of ground clove, some fresh grated nutmeg. I'd say a 1/2 teaspoon's worth. Oh, it smells so good. I love the smell of fresh grated nutmeg. There's nothing like it. This is also a nice little trick, guys. The next time you make mashed potatoes, add some fresh nutmeg to it. It really enhances the potato flavor and just gives it that little hint of, you won't notice it at all, but it actually just enhances the potatoes. Trust me on that. Try that next time. All right, so we have our spice mixture, and then we want I'd say about a tablespoon of fresh cracked pepper. Always use fresh cracked pepper, guys. Don't ever buy it pre-ground. It's horrible. We'll go ahead and just mix this up a little bit. Make sure the spices are well combined. Okay, we also want to take some fresh herbs and add it to our brown butter mix. So I just like to grab them. This is called a chiffonade in French. Just means rolling up the herbs and give them a good slice. Then just go through them again. I try to cut these as minimal as possible because you want all that herb flavor to really end up in your final product. And the more you cut the herbs, the more they oxidize. So that's plenty right there. And we'll take some fresh rosemary. Same thing, just give it a nice chop. We also want to add some candied pecans, or regular pecans is fine, but just put them in a bag if you already have them whole and just give them a good whack. I like to do it this way because it's not uniform at all. You have some that are really small, some bigger pieces. I really love that. So I think that's probably good right there. Boom. We'll add about 2 sticks of butter, or 230 grams. We're gonna go ahead and let that brown up. All right, looks like our butter is just about there. You can really tell that it's starting to brown when you start to see these little tiny bubbles kind of get up. See how it's browning at the bottom? Because you don't want that to burn. Those are all your milk solids at the very bottom of the pan. That's all your flavor, the brown butter right there. So actually, we'll just go ahead and turn that off. And then while this is turned off, we want to go ahead and add our fresh herbs. Just be careful. Doesn't overflow on you. We'll just let those kind of crisp up in there. Oh man, it's gonna fill up your house. There's so much love and so much beautiful smell. To that, we're gonna add a tablespoon of vanilla. Little chef's secret, we're gonna add a tablespoon of aged balsamic vinegar. We're gonna add about half of our pecans. The other half we're gonna save for garnish. We'll add in the zest and juice of 1 orange. So we have our zest in there. We'll go ahead and put in the orange juice. Then last thing we want to add in there is our spice mixture. And we'll go ahead and just stir this around. Be very careful. You just want to dissolve everything in there. And then we'll just keep this off to the side and be ready to go for our potatoes. Next, we're going to peel our potatoes, and then we'll just put them back in the oven. Just drizzle it with a little bit of this mixture just to glaze them up and get them all nice and caramelized. And then we'll finish our dish. Now what we want to do is just very carefully peel our potatoes. Sometimes I like to get under where it's separated from the flesh like that. Sometimes it's a little bit easier just to get under. And make sure you're not ripping the yam apart. Just take your time doing this because you want to keep these as intact as possible. Okay, there's one. All right, let's go ahead and cut our sweet potatoes. Some people like to boil these, peel them and boil them. I think that ruins this because what you're doing when you bake them and leaving the skins on and peeling them later is you're actually encapsulating all that pure yam flavor. If you skin these and then boil them, then you're washing away all that beautiful flavor. So just keep that in mind. You're welcome to do that if you like, but I don't. So we'll just cut them in nice, I don't know, half inch to inch wedges. As big or as little as you like. Just be very careful not to break them apart. I like to use these disposable pans because they're kind of nice. You can just kind of get rid of them when you're done. So just lightly spray it down. You're gonna take these out of here, so don't worry about it. All right, so we have our spice mixture here. So you want to just make sure that you're spooning each piece nicely coated. We'll add a little bit when they're done too as well. You just want to get some on there for now. And we're just going to let them go ahead and bake for probably another 20-25 minutes. This is on steroids. Go ahead and bake these off at 325 or 350 for about 20-25 minutes. And then once the pecans are just nice and toasted and everything's kind of caramelized, we'll take them out and they're ready to go. Okay guys, let's make our garnish for our sweet potatoes. We want to just take some sage, get your oil at 350, and then just fry it up for about a minute. It'll become kind of translucent. It'll crisp up on you. And it's the perfect garnish for our candied yams, for upgraded candied yams. You'll know they're ready when the bubbles kind of start to subside a little bit. We'll just go ahead and put them on a little paper towel. Want to season them with a little bit of salt. Those are ready to go. Who cannot love this? What did I tell you? Sorry to all the moms out there for calling your dish boring, but I think we just elevated this to a whole new level that all of you are gonna love on Thanksgiving and Christmas if you choose. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, like the video. It truly helps the channel and I really appreciate it. I really wanted to take mom's boring yam dish and elevate it to a new level. Not you, mom, other moms, just so you know. So guys, thanks again. I truly appreciate you being with me, and happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays to all of you. And I hope you enjoy this dish.